Oh yeah, sure, sure. Yeah. What aren't you clear about?
Well, I just wanted to get to there. The email pretty much stated it. I've got the video. We have addressed that within the unit. And it's certainly unfortunate. I apologize sincerely for that. That's certainly not any way that we would like our guests to feel. Obviously we're in the hospitality industry and we failed. We're not
Well,
hospitable.
no, I appreciate all that, and you should address that because I don't think it was a one-off. I think it's a policy they were doing. Are you telling me? But the other thing I want to talk to you about, more important, is not that the tipping thing is. But first of all, this guy was given a machine that he holds in his hand and runs the card. And are you? It didn't seem as if that machine spit out the normal type of paper ticket that you lay on the table for someone to sign at their leisure. It seems like it was a kind of a machine that had to be the tip had to be entered on the machine. So the only way to do that is that the people would set the machine down and let the guest enter the tip. But no one's going to do that. So you're saying this is a surprise to you, but I can't imagine it being a surprise since they're given machines that force them to do this.
Well, it's a surprise that you felt trapped or he was hovering over your shoulder or you felt intimidated by it.
Well, how else? In fairness to him, I don't see how else he could have possibly have done it. If he,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, you're giving them machines that force them to stand over and ask that question.
Yeah, they certainly don't have to stand over the gas. But it's an encrypted machine, and it's a machine that most companies are going to protect the credit card information. So,
Yeah, no, 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 no. I understand that it's a chip machine. So what? What I'm saying is the time to input a tip or not. It's not your normal paper process at a sit-down restaurant where you get a folded thing and inside it is a pen and a copy and an original and you decide in handwriting how much to tip and all that stuff. It seems as if, tell me if I'm wrong, but the machine has only one option, which is to push a button, automatically giving 15 or 20%, and then you sign it on the electronic screen. Am I wrong?
you are wrong.
Oh.
It gives you the option whether you would like to leave a tip or not.
Yeah, I know, but the whole process has to be done on that machine. It can't. It's not.
That is correct.
Okay, so if it has to be done on that machine, no waiter in the world is going to leave a machine sitting at the table. And those machines are meant for the handheld operation of the staff. They're not meant to be left on a table as the waiter walks away.
That is correct. And typically the reason for that is that to make sure that the transaction is processed correctly. But he's certainly not supposed to stand there hovering or
Oh,
looking over your shoulder.
okay. So what is he supposed to do if he has to hold the machine in his hand? What is he or she?
He doesn't have to hold the machine in his hand. He should be giving the machine to you and be there for any questions that you have to ask.
Well, say, okay, no one does that, and you know it. No one's going to set a bulky machine down on the table and walk away as someone that the machines are not meant for the user, for the diner to interact with. The machines are meant to be held in the hand of the staff. And
No, they're not. They're not, sir. I
uh,
would disagree with that.
okay, so you're saying that the majority of your employees leave the device on the table and walk away while
They
the
don't walk away. They should not be hovering over you.
okay, so what should they do then in a small
They
crowded
should
airport?
they should step back, give you your space, and allow you to do it. And they're there for any questions or guidance if the guest has trouble with the machine.
Okay, so you're saying most of your employees do set it on the table and just step back and give some space. You're saying that's how it.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm saying you've set up a system that makes it really hard to properly do that, and that the most likely thing a busy server is going to do is hold it in their hand and ask the question.
Well, and I would tell you that's not the training or the policy, and I would tell you that my experience in the restaurants observing our servers, that's not typically the
Okay.
case.
So why are you guys unique in doing this? Every other restaurant and every other airport will bring you a folded thing when you sign it and so forth. Why are you guys doing this?
Well, we went to because of the to protect the credit card information. These lines are encrypted, where the POS
Yeah.
and
Now,
our competitors, the number one airport concessionaire in the country does that. They're actually in the world.
no, you're just simply saying that chips are being used. Fine, you had to do that. Everyone, but you can still. Okay, I don't have the time to get into it, but you're saying that the way that a normal sit-down restaurant outside of an airport does it, how do restaurants do it now? Right now, chips are being used everywhere, okay? And I've never seen this at a restaurant. If some sit-down restaurant in New York or anywhere would do this, it would be cheesy and it'd be unacceptable. So how are they using chips and protecting the identity of the card while still giving receipts to sign?
I have no idea how they do it.
You
I
don't.
can only explain to you how we do it.
Whoa, 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 whoa! You have no idea how the entire hospitality industry works.
Mr. Greer, I don't know what, I'm not sure what we're trying to get to here. I'm telling you, I apologize for the incident.
I don't care if you apologize, sir. I'm asking you why you set up the system.
Restaurants on the street protect their credit cards. I do know that if to your point, if they do not bring this machine to your table.
Yeah, I don't care about this point. When you go to any restaurant in the country now, outside of an airport, that's a sit-down restaurant, you're not going to be having a waiter stand over you with a handheld machine. They're going to give you a folded card. What do you call those things? The thing that a receipt. The check what?
The check presenter.
Yeah, they're going to be given a check presenter with 2 copies of a piece of paper inside, and you sign it at your own leisure while the waiter's off doing something else. That's the way it is done now, even though there's chips, and they are somehow protecting their chips. You have chosen to do something totally different, where the waiter has to do something extremely awkward, which they're not going to do, which is set a machine down and walk away, or they're going to hold the machine and stand over you and coerce you into tipping. You're setting this up. Yeah,
That's not how we look at that. And the training that, and again, this is.
Sir, what if I stood in any number of your restaurants in Phoenix Airport and did an undercover filming of 100 different waiters? How many of them do you think would set the machine down and walk away?
Well, but again, they don't set the machine down and walk away. They hand you the machine. They explain what you're supposed to do. They're supposed to step back while you do it.
Okay.
And then once you're finished the transaction.
That's what I mean. What you just described is the ideal method. What percent of your waiters do you think are doing that?
I would think a large percentage.
Well, you need to check again because none of them are doing it.
Well, I certainly will.
Okay.
Will.
Now, that was the least of the issues here. The serious matter that made me outraged, that I'm still outraged about, is the culture, and it's not just restaurants; it's flight attendants doing this too. There's an abuse of airport cops by flight attendants if you look at them the wrong way, and it's getting to the point where a lot of airport cops are just ignoring these calls from flight attendants, and they're frivolously calling. But anyway, this man, which I believe is part of a larger culture, and I don't believe he was rogue, was threatening to because he knows that if he's the first person to call, he's going to be believed, no matter how frivolous it is. This person was trying. He wasn't threatening. He was trying to get the airport security which would have, at the very least, gotten me kicked off my flight if not arrested. And only because of my quick thinking and filming the manager and so forth did I stop it. And that is a crime. It's called false imprisonment, by the way. In addition to God knows what else, frivolously using the police. So that is the serious problem here, where this person, because he was holding my card and doing all these bad things, and I had to say, give me my damn card. This is ridiculous. And that's about what I said. I don't know if those were the exact words. I didn't use any curse words or anything. And then he goes and you see it on video what he did from there. And that's the serious matter here is where your staff, if there's a dispute over, oh, you overcharged me, any sort of normal restaurant dispute, they're going to be quick to call the freaking cops. Okay? Now that's something you guys, you do that to the wrong person, you're going to lose your company.
Well, I would agree. And again, I was not there, so we have addressed all of those issues. We don't typically call the police. It's certainly not a policy. I mean, just like any other business, you try to resolve things inside the business before any outside activity.
Okay, so you've addressed this and you're calling me. So in this case, do you think this guy was wrong for threatening to call the security on me?
I'm trying to get all of the facts, but at this point, it seems like it may have been an overreaction, but I certainly don't want any guess.
It may have been. It may have been. So you're covering your behind for legal reasons, and you're not going to admit that what he did was flagrantly, outrageously wrong, and you're going to circle the wagons and say, oh, he might have been justified. So that's your stance now. So you're calling me not to help me whatsoever, but to rather record me on a speakerphone and get evidence because you know that you're guilty.
I am not recording.
Okay.
You may be recording me, but I am not recording.
Yeah.
A polite call to try and rectify a bad situation. If you want to get into something else, that's not why I'm here.
But you're not even willing to say that you've already seen the video. That's irrefutable.
I've seen your video. I have not seen our video. I will pull that up.
Yeah, you see, exactly. You pull up your video and you're going to see no surprising other side of the story. I'm sitting there at my table, okay? And then.
If that's the case, then I will address everything as needed.
Okay. So you're not going to see any surprises on your video. It's only going to support me. Then you see what is on my video, where there's no doubt that he was trying to call security and so forth. And you've hopefully spoken to the manager by now, and that's enough information right now to tell you whether this guy should have even been thinking, crossed his mind to call airport security.
I'm not going to go get into all of that, Mr. Greer. I will tell you what I told you.
Why is that? Because that's the only reason I'm not
sure what you're after here.
What I'm after is the only reason I spent the time to contact you is because my liberty. Excuse me. You're hanging up on me? You're going to be sued, you scumbag. (10:24 a.m. Eastern Time, January 21st, 2019. Tom Romig, the guy who runs the Phoenix Airport restaurants, calling me in response to my Arizona trip. The phone number he used was 602-739-6320.